channel. It's your girl Amaya Soleil, and today I'm back with another video. And as y'all can tell by the title, I'm gonna be telling y'all a story time. This is my first story time I'm about to tell in a good minute. I haven't even been on YouTube period in a good minute. Y'all, I was in esthetician school, but now I'm graduated now. Also, by the way, y'all can click the link in the description box and go to my business page and book me. Other than that, I still been grieving the loss of my grandmother. And I've been just doing some whole other things, traveling, meeting new people, learning myself, growing into adulthood. But with all of that being said, let's get into the story time. If y'all want an update video or a life update video, let me know. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow all my social medias down in the description box, and make sure you go follow my new spam, yeah. Make sure I go follow my business page, book me, yeah. Make sure I go follow my main page so I'll be cute on there, yeah. Let's get into the story time. Y'all know I had a long intro, boom. All right, y'all, so if I didn't tell y'all before, this story time is going to be about the time that Instagram exposed my friends' true feelings about me. Now, let me give y'all a brief timeline for those who haven't been following the story, those who are new to my channel, those who are new to seeing my face, period. Let me give y'all the timeline. So, I was born in New York, right? Cool. Around 8th grade, I moved to Maryland, right? After that, I stayed there 8th grade, all in 9th grade, boom. Beginning of 10th grade, had to move back to New York, boom, right? Stayed there basically all my 10th grade year. Now, the beginning of my 11th grade year, I did some of it in New York, headed right back to Maryland. Was in Maryland from 11th grade, which was like 2018 to 2021, I want to say 2021, yes. And then we moved to North Carolina, and we currently still live in North Carolina. But y'all needed that timeline. I promise y'all, I wouldn't tell y'all nothing y'all didn't need. Now into the story. This took place in 10th grade, right? So the beginning of the year, it was like January. Literally, I remember because it was still cold outside, like snowing in New York. So I remember it had to be either December or January, but it didn't feel like December because I'd be too worried about my birthday and Christmas and not getting those vibes. So it had to be January, February. Cool. So January, February-ish, me and this girl that I was really, really close with, I call her my little sister. Me and her had got into it about something. We was going back and forth on Instagram. We was doing a whole bunch of Instagram lives, a whole bunch of talking, a whole bunch of subliminals. In the midst of doing all this high school shit, of course, people are watching our pages, and yeah, so now this new girl comes in, and we basically become friends because we were beefing and didn't like the same girl. The only difference was she had already fought this girl like 3 months prior to me and her getting into it, and still just didn't like the girl, still just had some type of animosity or whatever. And so we bonded and befriended each other based off of us not liking the same girl, which is so weird. So weird. Adult me wouldn't do no shit like that, but high school me was definitely on that. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest. Like, if I did something wrong, I did something wrong. It is what it is, and I can own up to it. I did some weird ass shit. That was weird. Both of them lived in Maryland. So I ended up telling the girl I had beef with, like, listen, girl, when spring break comes, I'm going to come down to Maryland and I'm going to whoop on you. Now, like I told y'all, me and Juicebox had got cool. So from January all the way to April, me and Juicebox, we cool. We becoming ex-boon coons for real. Like, we was getting to be like this, for real. That was my girl. People talk about that girl every now and again, but for real, we was building a genuine friendship with just us two. Like, well, she added her girl best friend in it, then I added my girl best friend in there too, and then I added my other friend into it. So we was like a group of 5 at this point, and we was all really vibing. Like, people's birthdays was coming up. We was talking about what we was gonna do for each other. Birthday, prom season was coming up. And what I didn't mention was Juicebox and her best friend was older, like 3 years older than me and my 2 friends. So they was like going to prom. We was talking about that. Like, but I ain't gonna lie, you know, when old girl will post her hair sometimes and it will look a mess, so we will talk about her in the group chat. I ain't gonna lie. And don't be lying like I ain't never did that either. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you know, when we found out, you know, she was fucking on somebody else, man, we was the first one screaming, ho. Yes, we was. Front row, front seat like it was a basketball game. Ho this, ho that, thought that, trees this year. We was on it, like white on rice. We did not let her live. Like, I ain't gonna lie. But I will admit the friendship wasn't just based on us hating this girl. Like, we actually talked about other shit too. In these months through January to April-ish, y'all remember when it used to be those links you could post in your Instagram bio and people could ask you questions? Cool. So I used to do that all the time, just on some bullshit. I ain't had nothing to do but go to school and go back home. I wasn't in no sports. I wasn't in no club. That's it. Like, I had nothing else to do. So I would post like the little link and stuff for people to ask me questions. And at that time, it was anonymous, y'all. Like, remember, it would be anonymous. You'll get the question, you will screenshot it, you will post it on your story with your little response. Cool. So for months, like, I've been getting this hate on my, like, whenever I post the questions, it would be a couple people hyping me up, and it would be a couple hate comments too. I really chucked it up to it being some bitch I got beef with. Like, I really just was like, all right, it's some girl I got beef with. I would say my little 1-2 back, post a screenshot, say my little 1-2 back, and move the fuck on. But this will go on for months, y'all, for months. And I was just like thinking nothing of it. Like, I was like, all right, I'm used to being most hated. Like, I'm straightforward, Sagittarius, blunt, smart mouth. And I was in high school where I started unnecessary problems. So I was in high school, I was childish, like just in people's stuff, just getting into stuff that had nothing to do with me, just problem after problem after problem after problem after problem after problem after problem. Even though I will say a lot of the shit I was in, I can explain to y'all exactly why, and y'all will see where I was coming from. It's just adult me now knows how to ignore stuff, and I just feel like all of that extra I was doing was very much childish. So spring break came, you know, I hopped on my flight to Maryland. I stayed with one of my homegirls and her mom and that whole situation. Y'all remember. Basically, we ended up linking with the girl. I ain't gonna lie, she did sneak one of my friends and beat her up. If y'all remember that story time, y'all remember Kay, y'all remember that story time here. And in retaliation, I ended up whooping her ass, and her boyfriend ended up jumping in. Then I ended up whooping her ass again. Like, she got beat up twice. So it was just like a win-win. Like, all right, you snuck my friend, but then I beat you up twice. So like, that one beat up you did, since you got beat up twice, it cancels out or something. I don't know. I was never good at math. But regardless, I felt like I did my big one. I feel like I did my big one on behalf of my friends. So we all ended up leaving. So after that, my friends started acting weird towards me. So I literally spent so much time with Juicebox during spring break because they lived in the same complex. So when my friend would be weird to me and acting weird, like after a couple days, I started waking up and going straight to Juicebox house because you're not going to ruin my spring break being weird, and I don't even know why you being weird. So again, me and Juicebox is getting more close and more close and more close. At this point, to me, the situation is really deaded once I beat you up. Like, that's it. Like, I don't have nothing more to say. I'm not going to keep going back and forth with you. Don't keep going back and forth with me because I don't care. I already won. Like, I already did what needs to be done. So me and Juicebox was just having a time. Like, we was actually talking about like relationship stuff, boy stuff. Like, we was talking about some whole other girl she had beef with. We was just talking. Like, she was updating me on everything that was going on in Maryland since I lived in New York, and I was telling her about all the new stuff, like all the crazy stuff that be happening at my new school since she don't live in New York. Like, we was just bonding. Like, me and Juicebox just started to get closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. Boom, ended up leaving spring break, leaving Maryland, went back to New York. A couple months went by. I'm still posting the link. This one, Juicebox went to prom. I posted her prom pictures. I wasn't there for her for prom, but I promise y'all, I was her loudest virtual cheerleader. Like, I promise y'all, I was screaming through the FaceTime. I was like, pose like this, and do like this, and eat like this, and oh my gosh, you got that car, and da 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 da, going crazy for my girl. Like, girl, like, I was going crazy. I was her loudest virtual cheerleader. I promise y'all, I was going in for my girl. Like, I was rooting for my girl. Like, that actually became my friend. And Instagram comes out with this new feature that says, ask me a question, right? Everybody was posting it on their stories, and I was like, fuck it, I ain't gotta go and copy and paste that link no more. It's right on my Instagram. It's even more convenient. So what did I do one day? I decided I'm bored. Like, boom, let me press the little thing, ask me a question. Cool, upload it to the story. But yeah, right? It had literally been on my story for maybe 10 minutes before some little thirsty boy was like, oh, you cute, And then it was a whole bunch of like boxes, like a whole bunch of boxes of like different words in them. They wasn't good words, baby. There was not good words. Like, I really can't remember all of the things that were said about me, but this person went in. It was like, you ugly ass bitch, or you only got this because your parents and your grandma bought, and you're really a bummer. Da 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 da. Ugly this bitch. They only got this because of that. You only got this because of that. Your mama and your grandma this, and your mama and your family and your this, and it was just going on and on and on and on and on. And then I looked at the name, And it was my girl Juice Box. Juicy Juice. Juice Box. What the fuck are you doing, sis? We supposed to be like this. Not like this. Like, what you thought you was on that girl Instagram that I was beefing with in the beginning of the story in January that we got mutual beef with? That girl I just beat up on spring break? That's who you thought. That's the page you thought you was on. So, at that time, like I said, I'm very blunt. Juicebox matched my bluntness. Like, we both frequently talk to each other. I wouldn't say like shit, because all of that stuff she said in the question box, she would never say to my face. But yeah, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, it would be like if I tripped, she'd be like, damn, bitch, like, the fuck? Like, pick your damn feet up. It was aggressive, but it was like joking matter. Me knowing how she is and me knowing how she talks and her knowing how I talk, we never went overboard. Like, it was never like, oh, bitch, like, you know, like, that's why you ain't got shit, you're a bum. You know what I'm saying? Like, never going in like that. We replied to one of the questions, or not really a question, but one of the things she said. And I was like, girl, shut the fuck up, something, something, something. And then I tagged her with a whole bunch of laughing faces because I genuinely thought she was joking. Like, I thought she was playing. Like, we always talk to each other crazy. I'm thinking she playing, like, a little kiki, yeah, like, haha. I guess she sees that I mentioned her in a story and I tagged her in the post or whatever. And she takes it upon herself to DM me, and she goes, oh my gosh, like, ha ha ha, how did you know it was me? That's when it clicked to me. Oh, this ain't a joke. Like, she wasn't joking. You wasn't joking, girl. You genuinely thought it was like one of them links that we been posting, talking about some ask me a question, where it was anonymous. But on Instagram's new feature, it's not anonymous. It shows your name. But I still was like in denial, because like, imagine building a bond with somebody. You always with them. She damn near just went to fight with me. Like, she showed up to the fight with me talking about something, if they jump you, da 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 da. She was one of the girls who was holding back the old girl boyfriend when he tried to jump in our fight when I was beating her up. So it's like, I was really in denial, delusion, if you will. I didn't think that she was serious, because we both talk shit to each other so much. It was like, oh, you thought this was anonymous? No, she just playing. Like, you thought this was anonymous? No, she just playing. She just playing. You thought this was anonymous? You just playing. Like, girl, like, I was like literally going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It literally like took for me to text my best friend at the time and like send her the screenshots, get on FaceTime with her, let her know. And for us to talk about it for a minute, for me to actually say it out loud and actually like process the situation, for me to realize that this bitch thought it was anonymous. That's how she really feel about me. Oh, how dare she? Oh my gosh. Like, the crazy thing about it is, I think Juice knew that she messed up, because for like a week after that, she dick rolled me like heavy. Never fucked with her again after that though. I remember her sliding up on my Snap. I even remember like in 11th grade when I started selling bundles and frontals and stuff like that. She was trying to buy off of me, and I was not trying to sell to her. Like, it was money, and I wasn't even trying to sell to her. Like, I never commented on another picture again. I never liked another picture. I never did nothing. I pretty much cut that bitch off in silence, and I could tell that it literally bothered her, because she did not leave me alone after that. Like, she dick rolled me for a minute. Like, she literally did. And up until like maybe last year, she still had that same page. And every time she would like slide up on my story or send me a DM or tell me happy birthday or comment or give me a heart eye, I would scroll up and see that shit where I sent her the screenshots of her. Like, when she asked me, how did you know it was me? I sent her the screenshots and was like, you don't know that it say your name? Like, it's not anonymous. And I literally can see that. And I was just like it always put like a bad taste in my mouth. And that was the time that Instagram literally exposed to me my friend's true feelings about me. Like, basically told me, like, girl, that's not your friend. And it's so crazy, because that Instagram question feature had literally probably been up no longer than a week, maybe max 2 days before I hopped on it, because I was on Instagram heavy back then. But yeah, so basically I cut that bitch off, and she became a dick writer after that for years. I couldn't have been too big of a bitch or a bum, or your mama and your Grammy bought you this, and so that's why you got this, and da 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 da. Like, I couldn't have been too much all of that. But with all of that being said, I want to thank you so very much for watching this video. I love all of y'all. If you watched this video all the way to the end, comment a yellow heart down below. Y'all know that's my favorite color. I owe y'all 2 more story times. One about why I got kicked out of esthetician school. It don't matter now because I got kicked out of that school, transferred to a different school, graduated from that school, and now we graduated. Like, what you saying? And about the time that my friend, let me put quotation marks because my friend, she's not my friend no more, she literally messed up my tattoo on purpose. So I owe y'all 2 more story times. I love y'all so very much. Make sure you go follow my new spam. Go follow my business page and book your girl. Also go follow my main page because I be cute on there. Yeah. And I love y'all so very much. I'm back and I'm better, and I'm gonna try to get out a video a week for you guys. Most likely every Saturday, but if I miss a Saturday, I will do Sunday. Like, my goal is just to get out a video every week to you guys, 1 video a week, and I don't know what day that's gonna be on. So stay tuned, turn on my post notifications, follow me on TikTok, follow all my social medias down in the description box. Actually, check the damn description box. And again, I'm thanking y'all so very much for watching this story.